Silent Hill 1 Remake is real, and it's being developed by none other than Bloober Team, who of course gave us the Silent Hill 2 remake last year. This is such gigantic news for a number of reasons. Firstly, we know that Bloober Team have proved themselves with the 2 remake, and we can sort of trust that they understand the assignment with remaking the game that started off the series' popularity. And we can also assume that if this remake does well, that opens up the door for Bloober Team to basically be the remake team for Konami. And hopefully we'll get the 3 and 4 remakes to finish off the Team Silent collection as well. I think anything after 4 could probably be left alone, but that's up for everyone's personal taste. So, Silent Hill 1 Remake. How will Bloober Team handle this one? The original Silent Hill 1 has probably the most dated looking graphics, I say dated quote unquote, of the series, and it's probably the hardest one for new Silent Hill fans to get into. And that's provided they can even find a place to play them outside of emulation. I mean, for God's sakes, port your games, Konami. Let people play them. You like money? We know you like money. As much charm as us fossil gamers think that it might have, it's just another barrier of entry to the audience that is used to a higher bar of perceived quality. But it was such a monumental game, and it was certainly the first time I think I ever felt terror as a kid. A quick story time, but I remember playing a demo of the opening section of the game on the PS1 back in the day, and it seriously gave me nightmares. The combination of the sound design, which was something dug straight out of hell for the time. I mean, good job, Yamaoka-san, that's all I can say to that. The grainy, pixelated presentation, the nauseating camera angles, and the feeling of helplessness was such a potent cocktail that even as a Resident Evil 1 fan at the time, and that was considered pretty scary, I couldn't even handle it. I mean, I was like 9 years old, but still. So when my dad brought home a copy of the full game that he borrowed from a work colleague, the lore of the mystery and my strange hobby of making myself scared, I guess, pulled me through until I rolled the credits on it. It was the single most impactful piece of horror entertainment I experienced for many years to come. So for me, this being remade has arguably even a higher bar to set than Silent Hill 2. And Silent Hill 2 is like my favourite game of all time. So I mentioned some nauseating camera angles earlier. There is a specific section in the intro where Harry runs through an alley chasing after Cheryl. The camera swoops down from a static position and watches Harry run down the next passageway. It was so iconic for the time period, so iconic in fact that even the Silent Hill movie had to recreate it. So if we are likely to be getting the over-the-shoulder camera angle again with this entry, how will these moments look or be handled? A quick guess off the top of the mind is that it will just become some sort of small cutscene perhaps, where the cinematography can really go nuts. But will taking control away from the player at moments like these detract from the uncomfortable feelings that the original Team Silent wanted to give us? I think Bloober Team would be wrong to just use the James Sunderland animation set and give it a Harry Mason coat of paint. They have a formula that obviously is resonating with people, but they need to respect that these games are very different with the types of horror that they went for. This is why I think it was probably a good shout to start with 2 in hindsight, because now that they've got the audience by the balls, they can really lock in and start off the lore of the series again with this one. The cult can be extremely dark this time around instead of like theatrical and kind of goofy like it was in the OG. Don't get me wrong, I loved it, but it was a little goofy. I think with how well the voice work was done for Silent Hill 2 Remake, they could really nail something special here. Honestly, there's so much potential and I'm so buzzed for this. I can't wait to see and hear more about it. And all this info was dropped rather nonchalantly by Konami in their press start live stream they did yesterday. Literally just the intro theme of Silent Hill 1 playing over a text announcement. I mean, talk about underselling it, am I right? But that hasn't stopped Twitter going nuts over it, and that's great to see. I love Silent Hill being in the mainstream conversation. We also got to see more of Silent Hill F, and I know a lot of you didn't like my take in the previous video about that. And although I think some of my sarcasm maybe gets taken too literally at times, that might be my fault, but I'm still cautiously looking forward to playing that one in September. But I'll save the Silent Hill F talk for another video. Something else about this Bloober Team announcement caught my eye too. We still don't have any official word on Born From a Wish, the sub-scenario for Silent Hill 2 in which you play as Maria before she meets James at the pier. But we did sort of get a nice little leak of sorts last week. Dusk Golem tweeted out that Born From a Wish DLC is definitely coming, and soon. How reliable he is, people can have their own opinions on, but there was a back-end update on the Steam store page of the Silent Hill 2 Remake, which listed a DLC was to be added. Whether this is Born From a Wish is unconfirmed officially, but given the fact that the Baldwin Mansion was already in the base game, granted we couldn't go in, but Maria makes a remark about it giving her the creeps and waits outside for you to come back, kind of makes me think that we definitely will see that sub-scenario coming to the Silent Hill 2 remake. So that gives us a grand total of a DLC for Silent Hill 2 Remake, Silent Hill F, and now we have confirmation that we're getting Silent Hill 1 Remake. With Capcom releasing RE9 and Konami back on track with the Silent Hill releases, it's really giving me a nostalgia boner that these two titans are going neck and neck again with their big horror IPs, and we just get to sit back like big gluttonous slobs and consume all of it. The best time to be a horror fan was in the noughties, and now apparently in the mid-2020s. Who would have thought? But what are your thoughts on the announcements, guys? Let me know in the comments as usual, and until next time, I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Thank you very much.